Hey everyone, let's do this last page of our math exam midterm review. A spinner has the following letters. We're looking for probability. If we count out, there's 8 letters, and we're looking for how many D's. We have 2 out of the 8. Part always goes to the top out of 8. We can reduce this to 1/4, and you know that 1/4 is 25%. This is a very simple one to work. However, if you get stuck, you can always set up in terms of 100. 28 over 2 over 8 equals some number over 100. Cross multiply, divide. Again, you'll get 25. Or you could take the 1 over the 4, set it up over 100, some number over 100. Cross multiply, divide, 25%. 1/4 or 25% are D's. The next one we count out, and we have 7 numbers. And of the 7 numbers, 2 out of the 7 are ones. 2/7. That's not an easy fraction to know the percent of, but again, we can always set it up as number over 100, cross multiply, divide, or just take the 2 and divide by 7, free ride inside, and goes into here twice, goes into here 8 times, and we put out 4 over 7, so our answer would be 28 4/7%. We divided, or you can set up cross multiply and divide. Continuing on, we have the third problem, and this time we have 10 numbers, and we're looking for our chances of landing on a 2. So of the 10 numbers, 2 out of the 10 are 2s. You can reduce that to 1/5, and you should know that 1/5 is equivalent to 20%. However, if you do not, you can always take 2 and divide by 10, or reduce it to 1/5 and set up over 100. Cross multiply, divide by 5, and again you get 20. Even if you use 2 over 100, you can take the 2, free ride inside, divide by 10, add a decimal, add a 0, 0.2. 0.20 is 20%. Moving down the page, we want to change to an improper fraction. I know some people panic when the top number's larger, but that's what an improper fraction is. First thing we should do is look at 6/8. It can be reduced to 1 3/4. 1 times 4 is 4. Add 3 is 7 over 4. There's your improper fraction. If you forgot to reduce beforehand, you could say 1 times 8 is 8, plus 6 is 14 over the 8, but then you reduce by 2. Remember brother, sister rule, whatever you do to one, you do to the other. 7 over 4, same answer. So the first answer is 7/4. Moving on to the next problem, 6 1/3. 6 times 3 is 18. Add 1 is 19 over 3. Again, 4 and 2/6 can be reduced to 4 1/3. 4 times 3 is 12, and 1 is 13 over 3. Or if you did 4 and 2/6, you would get 26 over 6. You still reduce by 2. Whatever you do to one, you do to the other, and you would get 13 over 3, the same answer. 6 6/10 can be reduced to 6 3/5 when we reduce by 2. That would be 30 plus 3, 33 over 5. However, if you did 6 and 6/10, you would have gotten 66 over 10, and reduced by 2, 33 over 5. Same answer. The last one's really easy. 8 times 2 is 16. Add your 1 is 17 over 2. That's 16 plus 1 is 17 over 2. Final answer. We have a few definitions: mean, average, median, middle, mode, most, and the range is the difference between the smallest number and the largest number, and difference always means, or generally means, to subtract. So you take the largest number and subtract the smallest number out of your data list, and that will equal your range. So average, middle, most. Range is the difference between the largest and the smallest. So we have 2 problems left to work, and we're going to find the mean, median, mode, and range of those numbers. We'll start with the first set, has 10 numbers. First thing we need to do is to put the numbers in numerical order. I like to underline them so that I know which ones I'm using. So if I have a 3, my next numbers in order would be 5 and 5, and 6 and 6, and 7 and 7, and 9 and 9. All right, so if we take a look at these numbers, we need to add them all up. And when we do add them, if you add carefully, you get 60. And we have 10 numbers. So we're going to take that 60 after we added them all together and got 60 and divide by 10. And when we do, we get our average, which is 6. The next thing is to find the median. So we're going to go 5 down. We have 2 middles. They both happen to be 6s. We can, because there's no number in between, we know that median is 6. But if you're just definitely wanting to add and divide by 2, you can add 6 and 6 and get 12. Divide by 2 is 6. It is your median. Now, mode doesn't say which one do I have a lot of. It says what I have the most of. There's not one number that I have the most of. I have the same number of 3s, 5s, 6s, 7s, and 9s. So there is no mode, which is very different from 0. 0 mode would say I had a lot of zeros up here, more zeros. I had 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and all these numbers, and then I'd have the most zeros. The range is your difference between your little and your smallest and your largest. 9 minus 3 is 6. All right, so the mode is no mode because there's none with the most. So don't tell me your mode is 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. There's none with the most. All right, this is very easy. We have only 5 numbers, 3, 3, 4, 6, 9. We add them together and we get 25. We have 5 numbers, so we divide by 5 is your mean. The median is simply the middle. We have a middle, and it's 4. The mode, we have 2 3s, so we have the most 3s. And the range is a difference between the 9 and the 3, which is 6. Don't always think it's going to be a 6. That was just a coincidence. Again, going back to this other problem here, don't confuse it. If I had this, then 0 would be my mode because I'd have the most. As long as we have the same amount, there's no mode. Just one more example problem like that. Suppose I had 3, 3, 5, 7, 7, 9. I can have 2 modes, 3 and 7. Or if I had another 5 in here, I could have 3, 5, and 7. 9 would not be part of it. Mode means most, more than anything else. Good luck on your exam. Go back and play the other videos and practice, practice.